Hey guys, welcome to my channel Math Dumb Down. Today we are looking at an important topic called percentage. So what do you mean by percentage? It's actually an amount of something expressed as a number out of 100. For instance, if you answered correctly, say 30 questions out of 500 questions given to you, how much is your score? You can write it as 30 out of 50. Or the same thing you can write as, and this means what? Your score is 60%. 60% means 60 out of 100 or 60 by 100. Take another example. You bought something, say 200 rupees or 2000 rupees and sold it at say 2500 rupees. We call this CP and this one SP. And how much is your profit? The actual profit you made is 500 rupees. So we say 500 rupees you made out of how much? 2000. See, CP is your investment in any business. Selling you can do at any price you want. So this is your investment. 500 is the profit you made out of this investment. So this is your profit. 500 is the profit. You can put it this way also. 500 out of 2000. Now how do you express it as a percentage? For that, what do? You write this as another ratio whose denominator is 100. And the profit will be, in that case, it will be 25. And we say 25% profit you made in the business. So in percentage terms, 25%, whereas in absolute number we say you made a profit of 500 rupees. Now you might have observed something. Ratio and percentage are the same. Can you see that? Given any ratio, it's possible to convert that into another ratio whose denominator is 100. Say, for example, take another example. Take this one, 3 by 7. How do you express that ratio? This is nothing but 3:7 as another fraction with the denominator being 100. You need to bring 100 here. So what do? You multiply this by 100. So to see that the value does not change, multiply the numerator also by the same number. Then you will have this. Denominator on simplification, what do you get? Numerator is this and denominator is this. And you simplify this and you say so much percentage. You were given 7 questions and you scored 3 questions correctly. And your score is 3 by 7. So to convert that into percentage, you just multiply by 100. The reason is this. You're actually bringing, rather writing this fraction as another fraction with the denominator being 100. You just look at the numerator and you say so much percentage. So one thing you need to keep in mind is, see, look at this. When you say 60%, that's not equal to 60. Because 60 is 60, 60% is 60 by 100. So don't make that mistake. One important application of percentage is in comparing two numbers or comparing two quantities or two numbers, whatever it is. This is an important application of percentage. For example, supposing you have say 30 rupees and I have 20 rupees. This is the amount with me. This is the amount with you. Obviously, the money with me is less than yours by 10 rupees. But the same thing, how will you say in percentage terms? Rather, the amount with me, which is 20, is what percentage less than the amount with you, which is 30. Or simply, 20 is what percentage less than 30? This is the question I meant, and this is what I meant by comparing two numbers in percentage terms. See, in absolute number, 20 is less than 30 by 10. But in percentage terms, it will be something else. Can you answer this question? It's a simple question. In fact, see, even though the question is simple, I've seen a lot of students from my vast years of experience in training people for competitive exams struggling with the seemingly simple question. So I would like to spend a little time on this. So you have to get a clear understanding, which will be very useful, not only in percentage, but it will be useful in many other topics. In fact, these kinds of percentage concepts will find its application in an important segment called data interpretation, which is a very integral part of all competitive exams like bank PO and CAT. Yeah, come to this 20. The answer to this question is this only: 30 minus 20 divided by 30 into 100. That is the answer to this question. Now, how to get it? Say 20 is what percentage less than 30? In general, how do you approach any quants problem? 20 is what percentage less than 30? You don't know what it is. So let's assume that 20 is X percentage less than 30. Okay? Let's assume that the answer to the question is X. So the answer to this question will be 20 is X percentage less than 30. So you got a mathematical statement. Convert that into, what is it? An equation. Okay, how do you convert that into an equation? 20 is means equal to X percentage less than 30. How do you convert this part, X percentage less than 30? What do you mean by that? You reduce 30 by X percentage of what? 30. That is the implication or the meaning of this thing, X percentage less than 30. In fact, for that matter, if I say 20 percentage less than 60, what does that mean? 60 minus 20 percentage of 60. So whenever you say percentage, that's a percentage of something. In certain cases, it is implicit. So you don't express it so clearly. So when I say 20 is X% less than 30, that means 30 is to be reduced by X percentage of itself. That is the meaning. Now you got a simple equation. How do you solve it? You take this to the left side. X into 30 by 100 equal to, take 20 to the other side. So you have this thing. Now this implies X is equal to, I'm not simplifying, there's a reason for that. 100 you take it to this side and 30 will come down. Now look at this. This is what I wrote here. Okay, this is how you do the comparison of two numbers. See, comparison can be always done in two ways. If 20 is what percentage less than 30, you can compare 30 to 20 also. What will be that question? 30 is what percentage more than 20? What will be the answer to this question? If you go this way, you can go this way. I don't know whether I should explain the answer to this using this method. The answer is this: 30 minus 20 by 20, 100. This is the answer to this question. So now compare these two. In both the cases, numerator is the same. You're taking absolute difference into 100. The difference is only in the number given for the denominator. In one case it is 30, in one case it is 20. Most people make a mistake in writing this part correctly. So I'll give you an important, tip to remember this, to avoid making a mistake at this level. See, when I say 20 is what percentage less than 30, the meaning is that you had an initial number, or you're beginning with a number 30 and you're bringing it down to 20. So this is the original quantity in that comparison. Whereas in the second comparison, 30 is what percentage more than 20. You have 20 first, you are raising that number by a certain percentage to get 30. And it is that percentage which is given by this. So the original number is 20. Here the original number is 30. It is that number which goes in the denominator. And this original number is also called a base figure. So I'll give you a simple formula: percentage increase or decrease. See, in this case it is increase. You had 20 first, you're increasing that to 30. Whereas here you had 30 first and you're decreasing that to 20. That's the meaning of this. Increase or decrease is given by absolute difference. Yeah, in comparison, there is you will have always two numbers. You take the absolute difference between these two into 100. Can you see this? Into 100 by the denominator, that is original quantity. We call it base figure also. See, in any comparison, there is always a base figure. Supposing you are comparing any two quantities. Supposing you are comparing the food production of India in 2021 or 2022 to food production, say in 2021. So certainly you will have two figures. Here you will have some figure, let it be Y. Here you will have some figure that will be given to you. Now how do you compare food production of India in 2022 to food production in 2021? See, the number to which comparison is made. Actually, this is the number to which comparison is made. That is the denominator. So numerator, whichever is higher you take the absolute difference divided by Y. This is the base figure. And that is the answer to the question. That's how you compare any number to anything else. The number to which comparison is made is what we mean by base figure. If you're still confused about the number that goes in the denominator, I will give you another tip. Okay, look at the first one. 20 is what percentage less than 30? And you are writing 30 here. So, can you see this word than? The number that comes after than will go in the denominator. Now look at this. 30 is what percentage more than 20? Look at the number that comes after than 20, and that goes in the denominator. Use whatever techniques I showed you now to remember clearly what should be written in the denominator. Make it correct. Don't make that mistake. It's a very important point in many areas. Like I said, data interpretation is one area. Not only data interpretation, even in maths and other topics, you will come across another topics means in topics like time and speed, time and work. In so many areas, averages, you will see the problem using a lot of percentage stuff. So unless you have a good grip on percentages, you will be fumbling while tackling those problems.